I told Jonathan Miller you were coming in. I said, give me a couple of wild card questions for Ryan.
Man.
And you know he's a data wonk, so he's gonna come up with these. But he said, he's like, ask Ryan if the sort of the era, are sellers less shameless than they were a couple of years ago? So you had, there's one listing I'm thinking of in particular, which is the Ritz-Carlton in Battery Park Plaza, $118 million, which was $7,600 a foot downtown.
Which would never happen today.
So tell me why you took that, and tell me what it does for you, because knowing what you know about the market, there's no way that you expected that to sell for anything close.
You know, we didn't know at the time. We had an offer on that was just about, like, it was 80 or 81. It was a Chinese buyer, but it was
81 for that?
So far off, and they wouldn't even talk about it. And then I lost the listing, and other people took it, and so on and so forth. But, you know, that was, I think there was like a 24-month ripple effect after Kyle Blackman sold the penthouse at 15 Central Park West, where everyone said, it's New York City, anything is possible. And you just didn't know. Like, who knew that that would sell? So you didn't know.
And what does that mean for you? Like, is there a benefit to, is it something that people think of, oh, he wasn't able to sell that? Or is it just, if you managed to sell it, it would be like a miracle? I wonder about that. What does it mean for your brand if a listing like that sort of comes into your hands and then slips away?
I mean, I don't really care, right? I live by the deal through and through, and you're only as good as your last deal. So I listed it, did everything I could to sell it. You know, we did drone videos, we did everything possible, and we couldn't sell it. So you move on. And it's, you know, not anything that we couldn't do, right? It's not like it wasn't for want of trying, but it's okay. You know, we're not going to sell every single listing, but we'll sell as many as we possibly can. Are
you able to tell me a little bit about a come to Jesus moment that you've had with a seller? So a seller says, I can get $5,500 a foot for this. You know it's actually closer to 3.5 or 4 that project or that property should sell for. Tell me a little bit about that. Do you walk away, or do you do you do your thing?
Yeah, I walk away more now than I used to. Right? I used to have that conversation of, listen, we can try, but this is where the market is, and if we don't get there, we have to adjust. And now, because of Street Easy, and because everyone is a genius, and because everyone has all the information necessary, we can't just try anymore, because once you get that little red arrow, you are screwed.
But even if they say, look, I've got 3 people who told me that it could sell for X.
Then we say, good luck and Godspeed, and may, you know, heaven rest your soul. The conversation that I have to have more now is, have you seen that movie, The Lincoln Lawyer, with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes, a little while ago, though.
So there's a scene where I think the actor is Michael Pena, and, you know, he negotiates people's like death penalties and all that, and he's telling the guy that he's got to take the charges or they're going to convict him of death and give him a lethal injection. So the conversation that I have to have now more than anything with sellers is my or the needle speech. And that's listen, like, if we don't take this deal, the next deal is going to be worse, the next deal is going to be worse. And then you go off market, and then a house that you're already in contract for in Westchester or Chicago, I don't know how you're going to come out of it. And this is the best that we're going to have on the table as far as I can tell. And so it's it's that kind of come to Jesus or the needle speech, and we have that a lot more now than ever before. But if you want to sell now, this is where we can sell it. And because of how people search for real estate now, we can no longer price high and negotiate low. You must price low and negotiate high. I just came back from Australia. Their model of how they sell real estate is the greatest thing in the world. They have like a Street Easy, but there's no pricing. There are people search within brackets, and then you have 30 days to look at properties, and then you go to a Saturday auction and you make bids. And it either sells or it doesn't. But there's no imaginary seller saying, like what you just said, I want $5,000 a foot, and the broker's like, well, I want the listing, so let's see what happens. So you have all this price inflation, and then you have $100 million penthouses that get cut to 50. Like, that doesn't happen in Australia because it's just not their model. And they look at us and they say, what? Like, why? How does that work? I thought
you were trying to imitate an Australian accent. I wasn't sure if you were going to try.
Hello. No, that's not it. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. That's why I do reality TV. Couldn't make it as an actor.
But when it comes to asking prices, that's something that we've actually been exploring. Why have an asking price at all? What does it actually mean for the market? Why even go there? Just put a property out there, showcase its characteristics, and then let the market decide.
Ego.
Okay.
Ego. It's New York City, so it's ego. People want to take that listing and send it to their friends, and they don't want to have to explain why the valuation is lower than where everyone thinks it is.